Any filtration removes a solid from a liquid in a mixture. Depending on the solvent, the force of gravity may be enough to perform the filtration at a satisfactory rate. There are different scenarios to be in, ones in which we care about the solvent that's filtered off and ones in which we don't. It's important and up to you to understand whether or not the solid that is filtered out is of interest, or the filtrate, or both. This video goes over an example where the solid is considered waste. Let's take a look at how to do a gravity filtration. Often we filter out a solid just using gravity when the solvent is an organic solvent that evaporates easily. Okay, so let me show you how to flute the filter paper. Having a lot of surface area is helpful. So here's a piece of filter paper. Fold it in half, and I like to do this without gloves on to make sure my hands are clean and dry. Fold in half. Fold that in half, so we're at quarters. Fold that into another half, so we're at eighths. All right, here's my main fold. So I like to finish it off by opening up the main fold and taking those flaps and folding them outward into the 16ths. Okay, so the eighths, they go outward. Then when I open this up, I have nice flutes. Once I folded my filter paper, I'm ready to get set up. Plastic funnels are helpful. Choose a ring that they fit in, so it's a nice fit. My filter paper is going to rest right in there nicely. Okay, so I can put that on a stand. Okay. And then depending on what you want to collect the filtrate in, you'll put something underneath. So in this example, we're going to collect the filtrate in a round bottom flask. So usually I would want to know the mass of this, so I'd pre-record the mass of my empty round bottom flask. Alright, so I'm going to clamp that flask to the stand and get my filter headed straight in. Okay, now it helps to wet the filter paper down, and when I say wet, I don't necessarily mean water. We're going to be filtering this solid out from its solvent, and it's dichloromethane. So that means I'm going to be using dichloromethane to wet down that filter paper. Okay. Now when we're filtering, we don't have to measure that solvent, so these little pipettes can be helpful. So wetting down the filter paper can be helpful just to get it fixed to the sides. All right. And then I'm ready to simply pour in my mixture. I just pay a little attention, don't want to overflow the funnel. Okay, so if I'm getting close, just let some run. And you can see here, the solvent is running, the filtrate is running through nicely. All right, so right now I'm just kind of decanting off the liquid. Most of my drying agent's here. And as that last little bit is filtering, I'm going to add some of my solvent it was in, dichloromethane. Just squirt some in. It's like less yellow now. I think my product might be yellow. It's helpful. I'm just going to pour the solid into the filter paper. And we'll repeat that. Add a little solvent. Rinse off the solid that I'm trying to remove. Add it to the filter paper. Okay, so I did 2 rinses, that's certainly enough. Then you just simply want to wait for the drops to stop. Okay. If you're being meticulous, once you stop seeing drops, you can rinse that solid with a little bit more of your solvent and collect those drops right in there.